You ever wonder why a prospect agrees with everything and still says they need to think about it? Now, in this situation, if a seller said this to me, there's three words in this question that would immediately be red flags for me that I'd want to be able to explore. All right, so let's look at the three words and then kind of talk through it. So the first word that stands out to me in this is everything. Okay, so that would be my first question: is you're saying they're agreeing with everything? So is that true? Like what is included in everything? Because more than likely, what's going on is that you had a conversation. Maybe there was some agreement. I would push back that they have 100% agreement. So there could be a little bit of selective memory where maybe they didn't quite agree to everything, or what everything is actually a lot smaller than you think it is, right? So if you had a pretty small conversation, okay, maybe they did agree to the stuff in that, but that's not the full situation. So if you have a very small conversation, it's easier to be able to have a prospect be on board with that and be able to agree, but maybe that small conversation isn't big enough to have a larger sale, right? So part of the problem here could be just the narrowness of the conversation, or it could just be selective memory where they really didn't agree to everything, because that would be a pretty amazing feat if so. The second word here would be prospect, because it could be that while the company themselves are a good prospect, the actual person that you're talking to in that role, are they a prospect, right? So often in sales, part of what causes this delay down here is it's an altitude problem, right? So when you are with too low level a person, they don't have the ability to say yes. So yeah, they can say they're going to think about it, and they can think about it all day long, but in the end, they don't have the ability to say yes. That decision lives above them. And so part of the problem could be that, yeah, they agreed to everything, but they literally just do not have the ability to say yes to you. And so if you're waiting for it from this person, it's never going to happen, because they don't have the ability to do that. And so that's another potential red flag in here when you're thinking about why is this thing grinding to a halt? Is it the right person? Okay, so those are the first two. And then the third one would be it, right? And so what exactly are you waiting on? Like, what are you asking them to think about? What are they specifically thinking about, right? So this is so broad to be able to say, yeah, let me just think about it. What is it? Like, what is giving you pause? And so I think if you allow a prospect to be able to keep it so open-ended and so general, you don't even know what the problem is and what's potentially giving them heartburn, because maybe it's just a small thing. And if you can make that small thing go away, boom, like it's going to go forward. Or maybe it's a massive thing, right? And so just being able to have it be loose and vague, you don't even know how to diagnose this, right? And so the ability to be able to say, when you think about kind of what you're going to be working through and discussing with your teams, what are the two big things that you're debating in this, right? Just being able to kind of get them more narrow, more focused, and to be able to articulate what is delaying the decision. Because the more that you have kind of visibility into their thinking, the better a partner you can be. Because if you don't know what's giving them pause, how do you know, hey, maybe what they need is a case study, or maybe they need a demo, or maybe they need whatever it is. But you don't know what to offer up unless you know specifically what they're wrestling with in their mind. And so any one of these three, or any combination of these three, absolutely can lead to delay. And so it's important that it's easy to blame the buyer and say, they just don't get it. I don't know why they don't say yes. But when you start looking at the different components of it, it becomes clear why they're not saying yes. It's just you don't have all the information, or you have the wrong audience. And so I really like to think from a tactical perspective versus just big vague statements that say, "Up, it's delayed, hopefully they'll make a decision soon." You want to get more granular and really think about the situation if you want to be able to adjust your odds and create some acceleration. So just as if you find yourself in this situation where you have deals in the pipeline and they're really stagnating, more than likely it is related to one of these three things. And if you can start to focus on it, then you can start to get those deals to move forward in your pipeline to convert to revenue.